Our first guest was on the show just 2 weeks ago. She's becoming a regular, and we're glad about it. She was talking about Girl Guides at that time, but she's wearing her official hat as curator and archivist of the St. Mary's Museum, Amy Cubberley. Good to see you. Welcome back.
Thank you.
You went on vacation in between, right?
I did go on vacation.
And I saw you with a big, huge fish.
I caught a couple of fish on vacation, yeah.
Of course, okay, well, one of the things you're here for is to talk about music and the museum. And somebody with Honkin' Swan, it's got to be a great start.
Yes, for sure. So we are going into our 7th year of Melodies at the Museum. And so it started out as just 2 Wednesday evening concerts in August. And it's now grown to every Wednesday in August. So there's 5 Wednesdays this year, 5 concerts. And we're really excited. As is the Front Porch show, we have a stage this year. So we have kind of outgrown our front lawn at the museum. We were getting upwards of 200 to 250 people at a show. So we're looking forward to using this space here. The concerts are admission by donation, and it is a major fundraiser for the museum. So all proceeds do go to the museum.
But our museum, I've been to many places. I've lived in many places around the world. And for the size of our community, our museum is a real treasure. It's something we should be very proud of. And you have the likes of Tim Telfer gave a few seminars last year, but there's a few coming up in the near future.
Yes, so we do an annual seminar series where we do monthly seminars. And Ken always seems to draw a crowd. His Hotels and Taverns seminar, I think he ended up doing 7 times because we just kept selling out and kept offering it again. So our series it's actually starting up in August this year. One of the summer students at the museum is presenting his undergrad thesis, and so it looked at how St. Mary's remembered the First World War. So that's coming up in August, and then in September we'll be doing the history of photography, and so that's one we've actually done before. We're offering it again. And then in October, Ken and Mary are doing election shenanigans, looking at election shenanigans from the past.
And is Don part of that?
Featuring Don Van Gillen.
Well, I'm sure I think I'll go to that. That should be fun. All of
Bring my lawyer.
Now, one of the other things, you have special expositions from now and again. Tell me about some of those.
Yep, so one of the major exhibits we have on for this summer is looking at the history of newspapers in our community. So as we know, we lost the Journal Argus last year, and we felt it was timely to highlight not just the history of the Journal Argus, but also the Independent and the importance of these newspapers to a small community. So that's on until about November. We also are hosting the Baseball Hall of Fame this summer. So as most know, their site is closed this year while they're doing some renovations. So we're hosting a number of small baseball exhibits throughout the year that Scott's been installing. And then coming up this fall, there's 2 exciting exhibits. One, we're going to be featuring Lincolns. So we're partnering with the St. Mary's Lincolns.
Oh, wonderful.
Highlighting some of their players that have gone on to play in the NHL.
And Scott, you're one of them, right? Yeah.
I'm not sure you're in the exhibit, Scott.
You missed the Eggman?
I missed the Eggman. Major oversight. I'm sorry. And then for Christmas, we're doing a partnership exhibit with the St. Mary's Public Library and Reed Needles. And we are featuring children's book illustrators. So it's going to be at the Station Gallery, the museum, and the library.
Yeah. Now, a lot of people think of the St. Mary's Museum as a building that's just up that hill, but there's a tremendous online presence as well.
Yes, so we are actively digitizing historic photos and uploading them to our Picture St. Mary's website. So that started about 10 years ago, and we initially updated about 2,500, but we have done a couple of thousand more since then, and we have a summer student this year whose primary role is to continue uploading new content. So there's always new photos being added.
And I know running a bed and breakfast, we have guests sometimes come in and they want to find their family history through the museum. So you have tons of archives.
Yes, I was cornered by
Yeah, I guess
in-laws, family on the Grand Trunk
Yes.
Trail. So sometimes I give genealogy while out for a walk, but I prefer that people come to the museum. So we do have things like birth, marriage, and death records, property assessment records back to the 1850s. So if your family's from the area, we can help you find out some information about them.
And is there anything else I haven't touched on?
That we do. So
Yeah.
programming is another big component. So we touched a little bit on our seminar series. We also do a lot of school field trip programming, especially for grade 3s.
Okay, great. Now, if I want to take advantage of all the museum has to offer, what do I do? Who do I contact?
Stop in,
Stop
find
in?
me,
Phone?
send us, call us, send us an email.
And you have a Facebook page
We
as
do
well?
have a Facebook page. You can send a message to the Facebook page. It's not monitored as actively as the Town of St. Mary's Facebook page, but yeah. that's
Great.
an
Now, you
option.
brought along a bit of an artifact. I'm going to let you pull it up.
Okay, so I have a mystery artifact that I've been told not to clank on the table. So it is a series of Mickey things with a handle on each end.
Can I see the other end? Can I have the other
Yeah,
end?
so
There we
I've-
go. So it goes like this, and this
I've
goes.
tied it up so it doesn't become
So
a
it
big.
goes all along in two handles.
Yep.
Two handles, okay. Does anybody know what it is?
Skipping rope.
Skipping rope. I don't think so. Don,
No, it's a chain for surveying lots.
It is a surveyor's chain.
and what does that mean? It's a
So
certain length, and you
yeah,
get
so
measured.
it's 66 feet long, which is the width of an average road from ditch to ditch, and it has little hooks along the end. And so before St. Mary's was settled, surveyors came and surveyed the land first, and this was one of their major tools.
Okay, and that's why they're called golf links, is that right?
Sure.
Yeah, why not? That's a joke, folks. No, yeah, some applause, I love it.
Some sympathy applause
Encourage
for
me.
the host, please.
Okay, well, thank you, Amy, for dropping in.